Come here, don't be crazy. So much excitement. Boy. Come here. Good. 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 I'm gonna talk. I'm here, okay? All right. Wanted to do a little update video. It's only Wednesday, so we're just at the beginning of everything. All of my training sessions right now with him are in the training room where I can kind of control the environment a little bit better. And I'm letting him just drag around the long leash so that I can communicate a little bit more effectively. So we know that he likes to jump, and we know that he's super, super impulsive and just wants to be doing things with you at all times. So I wanted to really work on engagement as well as a little bit more controlled engagement because he's not in the frame, but he's passed out. He's so easily excitable. So normally at the beginning of my week, it's about getting Doc wanting to run around and play with me and be excited and and here he is good at that. So instead of just keeping him like really amped up and crazy, I wanted him to kind of use his brain a little bit more while still getting enjoyment and building a relationship and things like that. So I'm gonna just briefly go over markers because that is always the first thing that I start with training dogs. A marker is going to be basically a reward event. A marker is going to be a word that marks a moment in time that I like or dislike something that he does. And for him, that's going to announce the arrival of a reinforcement or a punishment, which not human punishment, basically, and we want to stop a behavior kind of punishment. So he has a couple, or excuse me, basically the marker is going to bridge the gap between desired behavior and delivery of those things so that we don't accidentally reward or punish anything that happens between those events. So it's just going to it's going to help him identify the thing that we like every time. Once the association is created, it's going to help him understand that the thing that he is doing brings on the reward. Hope that makes sense. I kind of got. We have a couple different markers that all have different meanings as far as what we're looking for while he's doing a behavior. So we have yes, good, okay, and no. Obviously, no means don't do that. No is going to be something that when we use the word no, I am applying leash pressure, spatial pressure, something like that. Yes, good, and okay, those are going to be our reward markers. When he hears the word yes, that means I like what you did, come take something from me. So if I want him, like right now, he's picking up the leash, yes, that means I like what you did, come take something from me. He does not have to do anything past hearing that. I just want him to hear the word yes and associate that with good things. Yes. And typically I'm going to be adding a little bit of movement, having him chase after my hands, things like that. I want him to be excited about that. Good is implying duration. I want him to continue, sit, good. I want him to continue to do the behaviors, implying that he adds duration to that, good. And then, okay, means that the behavior is over. The big thing for him that I've made it a point in doing is how I lure and hold my hand when I have food. Because he gets so amped up and excited, I want him to really understand when he's allowed to take food because he's really chompy and chewy and things like that. So when I am okay with him taking food from me, I'm gonna have my hand open like this with just my thumb covering the snack so that they don't fall out of my hand. If I do not want him to take food, whoops, I dropped it, nope, then I will close my fist. So, if I have my hand like this, like we're luring, closed fist, yes. Closed fist means to stop pursuing that snack. So what you'll see there is, yes, he gets a little bit of impulse control and stops trying to pursue the snack. Yes, and if he does get a little like chewy or tries to take the food, then just nothing happens, right? Like he never gets food with a closed fist. Yes. Would I give that marker? Yes. Same thing with sit. Good. Sorry, my phone keeps ringing in the middle of all these videos. So we have obviously a little work to do still, but the markers are something that I implement. What are you doing? And pretty early, like that's the foundation for training. I want him to understand what I'm looking for, when I like things, when I dislike things, and I can use those markers to shape new behaviors and to create an expectation, and it helps set boundaries and things like that. So at home, if you want to play around specifically with the yes marker, anytime you go to give him food, you're always going to start with that. You'll say yes and then deliver the food. Make sure that your hands are open when he's taking it, and if you decide that he's being really rough and crazy, close your hand, yes, and wait for him to back off a little bit so he can get closer to the screen. So my hand's open, he's pursuing it. If I drop something, yes. And so he's learning how to be patient and wait for me to say it's okay to take that food instead of him just jumping up and trying to take it. Another thing, speaking of jumping, out, is I'm stepping into his space and tossing food away. Out. There's a scary man looking in the window. Out. So I'm just creating the muscle memory of good boy. Out. Moving towards him, asking for space, advocating for my space, because the jumping up stuff, that's just him. That's him expressing himself. He's not being mean or bad. He's just, that's what feels good to him when he wants to say hi. So I want to show him alternatively out, that my space matters. So that's what we're going to start with. Out is positive reinforcement with him moving away from me when I say the word out, and then eventually we can add in that little bit of leash pressure to enforce that he does move out of my way. So right now that's going to be leaving my person on, and then we're going to transfer that over to items away from me. So just sniffing at the table, or running like he's going to jump on somebody else, or maybe he's getting into something that he's not supposed to. I can tell him out and have him move away from those types of resources. Out. But the important thing here is that out, yes, we're stepping into his space to use spatial pressure to ask him to move. What I see that a lot of people do is when our dog is jumping up on us, we kind of like move away to avoid getting scratched. And it kind of almost invites him into our space. Hi, out. Boy, yes. Eat it. All right, go boy. I know, it's craziness. You gotta be a calm boy.